No. So the Bretton Woods Agreement in 1945 was where when they were deciding on the financial architecture, global financial architecture after the Second World War, the agreement was that every currency will be pegged to the US dollar. They will have a fixed exchange rate. Gold and the dollar would be pegged as well. So 1 ounce of gold would be worth $35, and this would be a fixed thing. And so, in fact, John Maynard Keynes, was the big man with a lot of interesting ideas in the 1930s and 40s. So he had said even at that time that this framework is not going to work. And the Bretton Woods Agreement started getting implemented by 1958. So these international agreements take time to get implemented. So within 4-5 years, the problems had started.
Yep.
This is where Belgian-American economist John Triffin came up with this Triffin dilemma, which said that because all of the world's monetary expansion was effectively coming from the dollar, right? Because everything is funded, pegged to the dollar.
Correct.
So if there needed to be more supply of pounds, there needed to be more supply of dollars, right? Otherwise, the exchange rate would not be pegged. The demand supply would not be fixed. And because then the dollar supply is going up, the US would need to perpetually keep a current account deficit, right? So the country which becomes the reserve currency of the world or provides the reserve currency of the world has to, in order to keep supplying those dollars, remember that supply of dollars means that others
are buying something.
Yes, and which means that you are perpetually keeping a current account deficit.
Yep.
Now, then how can you maintain a peg to gold? Because soon enough you're going to run out of gold.
Right.
So in the mid-60s, John Triffin talked about the Triffin dilemma, that the country which is supplying all the money or is anchoring all the money supply for the world is going to run out of dollars or run out of gold, and therefore the gold peg cannot be maintained. And as it happened in 1971, Nixon broke the peg to gold.
Correct.
After that, we have seen a new regime in international markets where we have, at least in theory, free floating currencies. But I think the underlying principles are still the same.
Right.
So if a country becomes very irresponsible, or at least the sovereign becomes very irresponsible by money printing, tries to sustain a level of demand which is far above what can be justified, then the currency itself starts getting devalued.